You walk into a room, say hello, offer that warm smile you've worn for decades, but something feels different now. The energy is still there, the kindness, the strength, the grace, all intact. And yet, the eyes that once turned don't seem to linger anymore. It's not you, it's not your voice or presence. Sometimes it's something far more subtle. The colors you've wrapped yourself in, the ones that used to work, might not be doing you justice any. In fact, they could be dulling your glow without you even realizing it. But here's the good news. That visibility, that quiet magnetism, that spark, it's still there. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to bring it back. Not by changing who you are, but by choosing colors that reflect the incredible woman you've become. 5 colors that instantly flatter women over 60. Colors that lift your features, enhance your natural tones, and make you feel seen again. And we're not stopping there. I'll also reveal 3 shades that, while popular, might actually be working against you. By the end, you'll know exactly how to build outfits that highlight your beauty without saying a word. So don't go anywhere, stay with me through this journey, and while we're at it, do me a quick favor, drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from. You'd be amazed how many women from around the world tune in, and your comment might just remind someone else that they're not alone in wanting to feel radiant again. Now let's begin. Because the right color doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you feel. And the first shade on our list? It's a color that quietly works wonders, but before we get to it, let me tell you about someone who reminded me just how powerful a small change can be. Carol is 67, the kind of woman who's full of life, sharp wit, warm smile, stories that make you laugh until your stomach hurts. But if you looked inside her closet just a year ago, you'd think her world had turned to gray. Black slacks, navy cardigans, dark coats. Color was something she used to enjoy until somewhere along the way she stopped reaching for it. Then one afternoon, her granddaughter came over to help her get dressed for a local charity event. As she held up yet another charcoal sweater, she asked, "Grandma, why do you always wear sad colors?" Carol chuckled, brushed it off, but that night something shifted. She stood in front of the mirror, not judging, just noticing. When had her wardrobe stopped reflecting her spirit? She didn't need a total reinvention. She didn't need to follow every trend or change who she was. What she needed was a few colors that felt more like the woman she still is. Vibrant, graceful, full of quiet strength. And the first one she brought back into her life? Let's talk about it. Because this soft, romantic shade doesn't shout, but it speaks volumes. Carol's first step back into color wasn't bold or loud. It was subtle, soft, elegant. The kind of shade that doesn't ask for attention, it earns it. It's that color, rose dust. Not the bright pink from the 80s, not the bubblegum shade from your niece's birthday dress. This is pink, all grown up, muted, sophisticated, with just enough warmth to bring your features back to life without overwhelming them. As we get older, our skin naturally loses some of that healthy flush, the gentle pink undertone that once gave our cheeks that effortless glow. Rose dust helps bring that softness back. It lifts your face, brightens your eyes, and it does it without the need for heavy makeup or dramatic styling. It's especially stunning on silver or salt and pepper hair. That gentle contrast creates a harmony that's hard to beat. The pink draws the warmth out of your complexion, while your hair adds that cool, graceful balance. The result? Effortless elegance. You don't need to wear it head to toe. A rose dust blouse paired with cream trousers, a lightweight scarf draped just below the collarbone, or even a soft pink lining peeking out from a neutral blazer. These little touches speak louder than any trend. Here's something else to keep in mind. The psychology of pink shifts as the tone softens. Rose dust doesn't shout, "Look at me." It suggests warmth, approachability, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are and not needing to prove it. But here's the common trap, and you'll want to avoid it. Bright neon pinks or overly sweet bubblegum tones can be too intense against mature skin. They can create too much contrast and even exaggerate redness or uneven tones. Rose dust, on the other hand, flatters without fighting. It complements rather than competes. If you've ever said, "Pink just doesn't suit me anymore," I'd challenge that gently, because with the right shade, pink might just become your new favorite neutral. Now let's move from softness to subtle glow. Our next color may seem simple at first glance, but it has the power to warm your entire look from the inside out. Now let's talk about a shade that often gets overlooked, not because it's loud, but because it's quiet. But quiet doesn't mean forgettable. In fact, this color is one of the most powerful tools in your wardrobe. Warm cream. A few months ago, Evelyn, a longtime viewer from Minnesota, wrote in after watching one of our color episodes. She said, "I wore a bright white blouse to my granddaughter's graduation. I thought I looked sharp, until I saw the photos. The lighting made me look so tired I couldn't believe it, and she's not alone." See, bright white might feel classic, but it reflects light so intensely that it can exaggerate what we don't want it to. Under certain lights, especially indoors or in photos, it can bring out shadows around the eyes, deepen lines, and wash out the natural warmth in your skin. That's where warm cream changes everything. It reflects light differently, gently, like the glow from a fireplace on a cool evening. It softens your features instead of sharpening them. It makes your skin look rested, your eyes brighter, and your whole presence feel more open. And the best part, it works beautifully on just about everyone, especially if you have olive or warm undertones. But even cooler complexions can wear it well, as long as the fabric has a soft, breathable texture. This is the kind of color you'll want in your regular rotation. A warm cream cardigan over your favorite blouse, a linen button-down for morning errands, even a soft knit sweater that you keep by the door because it goes with everything. Want to elevate it instantly? Pair it with gold. Not flashy, just a hint. A delicate necklace, a set of simple earrings. The warmth of cream and the glow of gold create a harmony that feels expensive without being loud. And if you're a silver jewelry fan, don't worry, cream works with that too, especially when your silver has a brushed or vintage finish. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever worn a color that made you feel different? More awake? More you? If rose dust lit something up in you, drop a heart emoji in the comments. And if cream is already your go-to, leave a heart emoji so others can see they're not alone. I read every single one, and your comment might be just what another woman needs to hear today. Now let's move from cozy elegance to something a little cooler. A shade that brings light to your eyes, calms your skin, and adds instant polish without trying too hard. Let's step into a color that feels like a breath of fresh air. A shade that soothes, lifts, and quietly brings everything back into balance. Soft blue. It's the color of calm mornings, of clear skies just before the sun warms the day. But more than that, soft blue is what I like to call your face's best friend, especially after 60. Here's why. As we age, skin can start to show subtle changes, redness around the cheeks, uneven tones, a bit of tiredness that even sleep doesn't quite fix. Soft blue has a gentle way of evening all of that out. It doesn't cover, it cools. It doesn't hide, it highlights, like a natural filter but in fabric. And if you have blue, green, or gray eyes, prepare for magic. The moment soft blue gets near your face, your eyes light up. It brings clarity to the whites of the eyes, depth to the iris, and just the right contrast to draw attention upward. I've seen it happen in seconds. Let me tell you about Joan, a retired school teacher from Oregon, who reached out last spring. She said, "I've always worn navy because it felt safe. But my daughter gifted me a soft blue scarf for Mother's Day, and I wore it out to brunch. I looked in the mirror at the restaurant, and for the first time in years, I felt bright. My skin looked calm, my eyes stood out. It felt like me, the version of me I hadn't seen in a while." That's what soft blue does. It's one of those colors that works almost effortlessly. It doesn't demand attention, it earns it by how it flatters. Whether it's a button-up shirt, a cozy knit sweater, or even a silky scarf, soft blue always looks refined. Pair it with ivory for a gentle, serene look. Add light tan or soft gray, and you've got understated polish. But here's where many women get tripped up. They swap soft blue for navy, thinking it's the same effect. It's not. Navy can be harsh near the face, especially under indoor lighting. It tends to pull the color out of your skin, making you look washed out or cooler than you really are. Soft blue, by contrast, adds breadth and brightness. It lifts. And let's not forget texture. Soft blue in cotton, silk, or lightweight knit is like wearing comfort without sacrificing class. Now, if you've been reaching for darker shades by habit, this is your gentle invitation to lighten things up, because the right blue doesn't just change how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. Next up, we're going deeper, not louder, into a color that carries richness, elegance, and quiet strength without ever being too much. Now, let's turn the dial just a bit, from light and airy to something deeper, richer, and more grounded. If soft blue was a whisper, this next shade is a low, confident hum. I'm talking about mulberry plum. It's one of those colors that doesn't need to raise its voice. It speaks with presence. A deep blend of purple and red, mulberry plum carries elegance, warmth, and just enough mystery to make people look twice, in the best way. Here's why it works so well. As we grow older, we often lose contrast in our features. Skin softens, hair lightens, and the tones that once brought out our eyes or jawline start to feel flat. Mulberry plum brings that contrast back, not in a jarring way, but in a flattering one. It adds depth without drama, warmth without weight. And for those of you with green, hazel, or rich brown eyes, this color is like stage lighting. It makes those tones glow from within. And for silver or salt and pepper hair, it creates a stunning harmony. The richness of plum against the softness of silver is pure elegance. Let me introduce you to Lorraine. She's 72 and lives just outside of Charleston. She spent most of her life in corporate settings where black was the default: slim black pants, black blazers, black pumps. After retiring, she told me she felt invisible, not just because of age, but because her wardrobe had no life left in it. At her niece's wedding, she tried something different: a flowing plum blouse with cream wide-legged trousers and a delicate pearl necklace. She told me, "When I saw myself in the mirror, I didn't look younger, I looked alive, and that was more important to me." That's the beauty of mulberry plum. You can wear it boldly: a statement cardigan, a silky blouse, even a wrap dress. Or keep it subtle with a scarf, handbag, or soft lipstick in the same tone. It adds richness without taking over, and it carries a certain poise that black often tries to achieve but rarely delivers past a certain age. Now here's the pitfall, and I say this with love. Many women stick to black because they think it's slimming or timeless. And sure, black has its place, but past 60, it can drain the very color and warmth you want to highlight. It can harden your features, cast shadows where you want softness, and make you feel smaller than you are. Mulberry plum, on the other hand, gives you all the polish of black, but with more grace, more glow, and more heart. And speaking of heart, the next color brings us back to earth, literally. It's soft, grounded, and quietly powerful, a color that feels like home in the best way. Now let's ground ourselves in a color that doesn't demand attention, but commands it in the most natural way. This is the shade that blends strength with softness, grace with ease. Soft olive. It's not the bright green of springtime or the neon green of sportswear. Soft olive sits in a class of its own, earthy, elegant, and quietly powerful. Why does it work so well? Because it behaves like a neutral. But it breathes more life into your look than gray or beige ever could. It adds warmth to your complexion, smooths the contrast between skin and hair, and flatters nearly every eye color, especially green or hazel. It's also incredibly forgiving. If you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, "This outfit feels a little flat," olive can be the subtle lift you didn't know you needed. Let me tell you about Anita, 69, retired midwife and proud gardener in Northern California. Her wardrobe used to live in denim and charcoal. Then, one afternoon while shopping with a friend, she picked up a soft olive linen blouse just to try it on for fun. She told me, "The moment I saw myself in the mirror, I felt grounded. It matched something in me I didn't know was missing. Like my wardrobe finally caught up to the woman I've become." That's what olive does. It doesn't shout. It settles in. It says, "I'm here. I know who I am." And sometimes that speaks louder than anything else. You can wear it in so many ways: a utility jacket over a cream top, a cotton shift dress with tan sandals, even a lightweight cardigan layered over dusty rose. It pairs beautifully with ivory, soft pink, navy, camel, and yes, even denim. Just steer clear of the loud greens. Neon lime or those synthetic emeralds can work against you. They pull focus from your features instead of highlighting them. Stick with muted tones. those that feel like they belong in nature because they do. Olive is the color of quiet confidence, of balance, of knowing your place in the world and standing in it with both feet planted. And now that we've explored 5 shades that flatter, soften, and energize, it's time for a little wardrobe wisdom. Because just as the right color can lift you, the wrong one can pull you down. Let's talk about the shades that may be holding you back without you even realizing it. Now let's shift gears for just a moment. We've talked about the colors that lift you, warm you, and bring out your glow. But just as important are the shades you might want to think twice about, not because they're wrong, but because they may be working against you instead of with you. Let's start with the most common one, jet black. Now, don't get me wrong, black has long been seen as classic, sleek, even slimming, but past a certain age, it starts to tell a different story. Jet black can cast shadows on your face, especially around the eyes and mouth. It sharpens every crease, deepens every line, and drains warmth from your skin. What once looked polished can start to feel hard or even severe. Next is bright white. Sounds fresh in theory, but under most lighting, especially indoor or overhead lights, it reflects in all the wrong ways. Instead of bouncing light evenly, it can exaggerate things you might prefer to soften: uneven tone, fine lines, or those days when you just didn't sleep quite right. You don't need to toss your whites, just soften them. Switch to warm cream or ivory and watch your skin come back to life. And then there's the wild card, neon and electric colors. These bright, punchy tones might feel fun, and on younger skin, they can be, but after 60, they tend to overpower rather than flatter. They highlight things you don't want highlighted, clash with natural skin tones, and often wear you instead of the other way around. There's nothing wrong with embracing color, but it's about choosing tones that complement your radiance, not compete with it. Remember, this isn't about rules, it's about support. The right color lifts your energy, enhances your presence, and lets your natural beauty come forward. The wrong one just gets in the way. And now that we've covered what to reach for and what to gently step away from, let's bring it all home. I'll show you exactly how to build a simple go-to outfit using these flattering shades so you feel ready, polished, and powerful every single day. Let's talk about something every woman deserves, a color that feels like it was made just for her. Because while trends may come and go, there's nothing quite like the quiet confidence that comes from wearing a shade that fits you, your tone, your features, your energy. The good news? You don't need to start over. You don't need to empty your closet or chase every new thing. A few well-chosen colors can shift everything. The right shades don't just rest on your skin, they lift it. They brighten your eyes, they soften your jawline, they bring your whole look into harmony. Here's a starting point to guide you. If your skin is fair and your hair is silver, reach for soft, luminous tones. Soft blue will bring light to your features. Rose dust gives you that gentle flush without needing anything extra. And warm cream will wrap you in a glow that's flattering, calm, and beautifully understated. If your skin is medium and your eyes are a deep brown, richness and warmth are your best friends. Mulberry plum enhances the gold in your eyes. Olive green adds grounded strength, and warm ivory works as a base that pulls everything together. And if your skin is deeper or your hair has that gorgeous salt and pepper blend, lean into contrast. Rose dust will soften, plum will define, and soft olive will give you a sense of natural power that always looks intentional. You don't need more clothes, just the right ones. A blouse in your best shade, a scarf that brings out your eyes, a jacket that feels like it was made for you. These aren't just outfit pieces, they're confidence you can put on in the morning. And when you wear what works for you, something changes. Not just how you look, but how you're seen. There's a quiet shift in the way people respond, a warmth in their hello, a longer pause in their smile, not because the clothes are loud, but because you're showing up. So now, let's bring it all together. We've explored the 5 shades that bring out your best. But before we close, let's take one final moment to reflect, to recap, and to give you something you can carry forward with clarity and grace. We've walked through 5 colors, but more than that, we've walked through 5 ways to step back into your own light. Each one chosen not because it's trendy, but because it works with you, not against you. These shades don't scream for attention. They don't try too hard. They don't chase anything. Instead, they speak gently, with purpose, with presence. And that's exactly the kind of energy that never goes out of style. Let's take a breath and bring it all home. Rose dust. The soft pink that restores warmth and grace. It doesn't try to make you look younger. It brings back the natural glow you've always had, the one life tried to dull but never took away. It lifts the cheeks, softens the jawline, and quietly reminds everyone that elegance can whisper and still be heard. Warm cream, the gentler cousin of white. It smooths the edges. It flatters without effort. It doesn't reflect harsh light or fight with your features. It works with your skin, not against it. Whether it's a cardigan, a silk blouse, or a classic knit, cream is your candlelight in fabric form, soft blue. This one's for the days you need clarity, for the days your face feels a little tired or your mood a little off. Soft blue clears the air. It brings balance. If your eyes are blue, green, or gray, it gives them center stage. And even if they aren't, the tone alone creates calm in you and around you. Mulberry plum, deep, confident, and grounded. This isn't a color you wear to blend in. It's for the moments when you want quiet strength. Not loud, not showy, just solid. It adds richness to your look, it lifts your presence, and it flatters in a way that black simply can't anymore. Soft olive. The most underrated of them all, earthy, natural, endlessly wearable. It flatters every eye color, every hair shade, every season. Olive is the color of women who know who they are. Who don't chase trends, they define them. By choosing what feels right, what fits without squeezing, what lets them breathe. Now, here's what I want you to hear clearly. This isn't about chasing youth. It's not about hiding age or pretending you're someone else. It's about honoring exactly where you are and letting your wardrobe match that same strength, softness, and self-respect you've spent a lifetime building. You've earned this version of you. You've been through love, change, loss, laughter, reinvention, quiet victories, loud joys, and countless chapters that have shaped you. And every single one of those deserves to be reflected in what you wear. Not through rules, not through restriction, but through color, through energy, through intentional beauty. So if you're standing in front of your closet tomorrow wondering where to start, remember this. You don't need more. You just need what works for you. Try rose dust. Try olive. Try plum. And see what happens, not just in the mirror, but in how you feel, in how people respond, in the way you walk into a room and know you are still here, and you are worth being seen. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 colors are already part of your life? Which one are you curious about now? Leave a comment and let me know. Your answer might inspire someone else who's watching, someone who's still holding back, still waiting for permission to shine again. And if this video reminded you of something, your power, your beauty, or simply your love for timeless style, share it with a friend, a sister, your neighbor, your daughter, because this conversation is bigger than one person. It's about reminding each other that we are not invisible, we are not forgotten, and we are most certainly not done showing up with confidence. You are not too old, you are not behind, and your style is not expired. In fact, it might just be getting started. So until next time, keep choosing what honors you, keep wearing what lights you up, and keep walking with your head high, shoulders back, and heart open. Because confidence? It looks good on you. Always has, always will.